after we finish everything until section 13(1)D, then we go to the question that I assigned you last week. Okay, kita complete yang ni dulu lah, then we go back to the question. Alright. You all can see my slide kan? Alright, so we will continue because as of last week we have looked at the different types of employment income. Section 31A, 31B, and also 31C, the living accommodation benefits. So what we have today is actually on, ada sikit je lagi untuk yang ni. On section 13(1)D. Right. Alright, so section 13(1)D is about refunds from unapproved funds. So we're talking here about, the keyword here is unapproved. So unapproved is actually taxable. So whatever pension or provident fund, something like EPF and EPF scheme, but not approved under the Act. So these are all taxable. Okay, tapi yang kita nak tengok hari ni is which portion which is not taxable or exempted. Dia ada, kita ada exemption. Untuk section 31D ni, there's quite a lot of exemption. So you can see from here, this is the tax planning for retirement, and I'm sure you also take retirement planning subject. So dalam tu lagi detail lah. But for here, the focus is actually on tax planning, especially on section 13(1)D. For example, for EPF contribution. So this is tax exempted at the age of 55. Kalau ada below 55, this is actually taxable. So kita nak tengok lah. What are the tax exemption on EPF payment? So first of all is EPF contribution. Okay, which means employee is required to contribute 11%. All this while it is 11%. So starting from year 2021, it is reduced to 9%. So everybody knows because of the pandemic and then the economy is not so good. So employee is not required to contribute 11%. It can be reduced to 9% for year 2021. And in this case, you have to be careful. Like if let's say ada you tengok buku teks or soalan based on year assessment, not 2020 or 2021, year assessment contohnya 2017 ke, and you get different answer, do not worry. So because taxation ni dia changes almost every year. Every year masa bentang budget je akan ada perubahan. So most of the time the calculation tu kita depend on year assessment, year of assessment. So in this case, if you're doing year assessment 2021, so the employee contribution normally in the question kita akan mention lah whether 11% ke 9% ke. So for employer is required to contribute 12% income for income more than 5,000 or 13% on income less than 5,000. So this money will go to EPF accounts. This is provident fund. So employees should forgone part of cash and remuneration in return for an increase in employee EPF contribution. Sekejap. Sekejap. Right, okay, sorry. Ya, awal-awal semester ni banyak betul masalah. Right, so according to for retirement especially, so employees should consider foregone part of cash remuneration in return for an increase in employer EPF contribution up to a maximum of 19%. So in this case, you get allowance or the different types of allowance in the form of cash, and you can actually negotiate with the employer. Kita tak nak yang tu, but you want increase in employers EPF contribution pun boleh. But this is normally when you are in a more senior position lah. And the factors to be considered: balancing monthly commitment and cash remuneration, and also to ensure same standard of living after retirement. Okay, yang ni the details nanti you will learn in your retirement subjects lah. I just want to show you here that the contribution from 11% already reduced to 9% starting 2021. Alright, so we also have PRS, private retirement scheme, on top of EPF. EPF is kita kata public lah. So this is private. EPF is by the government, and PRS kita ada macam-macam scheme, approved scheme under EPF, include EPF and other scheme approved by DG under section 150. So approved scheme now to include PRS approved by Securities Commission. Dulu tak ada, so this is quite new. And contribution to PRS plus deferred annuity premium can be deducted up to 3,000 a year from year 2012 until 2021, and it is extended from year 2022 to year assessment 2025. Right, so in this case you can see, so prior to 2012 tak ada benda ni, but ada up to 2021 mulanya, but they extended until 2025. So here what we have here is the list of schemes approved for sale. So if that employee on top of EPF, dia ada lagi PRS, private retirement scheme, this is for investment as well. And these are the scheme provided by Securities Commission, and it is actually approved. So whatever savings that you have here under the listed or approved PRS, it can be deducted from your tax payable calculation. Okay, so for PRS again, withdrawal before the age of 55, except on death or leaving Malaysia. So ini tax charge at 8% for PRS. Alright, so for retirement, this is the tax planning again for gratuity. Sekejap I think kita boleh pergi dekat section GE dulu kot. Then we go back to this part Dan ni saya simpan. Patutnya slide ni duduk after ni. Alright, tadi is 31D for contribution made by employer to the unapproved pension or provident fund. So any income earned by such unapproved fund and credited to the employee. Okay, ini unapproved, unapproved, not PRS, not EPF tadilah. Will be assessed in the year of withdrawal and restricted to the employer's contribution only. 31E, compensation for loss of employment. Okay, here in this case, when you lost your job or for some employee, they got retrenched. So that employer normally give them compensation for loss of employment in terms of salary or wages in lieu of notice. So dapat duit lah. So in this case, or it can also be compensation for breach of contract of service, they terminate. Or it can also be in terms of ex gratia or gratuity. This is under section 31E. Okay, for this section, there's a lot of exemption juga. So it can be including any amount in respect of covenant entered into by the employer restricting his right after leaving the employment, any agreement or arrangement having the like effect. And the scope would be the salary, the compensation, the payment, the retrenchment payment, the pay gratuity under VSS and voluntary separation scheme. So normally the employer will give out some money to the employee. Dia dah berhentikan, so they give some money as a compensation, and by right, that compensation is actually taxable. You dapat duit kan? Taxable, but there is exemption. So exemption paragraph 15 schedule 6 ni, reason of termination is due to the ill health of the employee. Let's say employee ni kena buang kerja sebab dia sakit, or terminate the contract sebab dia sakit. Sakit, kita kata ada serious illness, so kena terminate the contract. Dia dapat duit. In this case, that employee will get a full exemption sebab dia terminate bukan sebab apa, tapi sebab dia sakit. As well as an exemption of 10,000 ringgit is given for each completed year of service with the same company who ceased employment on or after 1 July 2008. So before 1 July 2008 ni dapat exemption 6,000 je. After 2008, 10,000 ringgit. Example calculation ni macam ni. Right, so we have here Sylvia started working as the manager of Clear Sdn Bhd on 1st July 2008. On 1st September 2019, due to economic downturn, her employment was terminated and a compensation for loss of employment amounting to 118,000 was paid to her. What you have to do is you have to compute gross income under section 13(1)(e). So for this part, kita fokus on satu section je. Kita tak tengok balik A, B, C nanti. So I have one question later on. A comprehensive question for employment income. Yang kita akan kira pada mula lah. Right, so for this one, nampak dia kerja 2008. Dia kena buang kerja 2019. And dia dapat duit 118,000. So we have to compute the gross income under section 13(1)(e). So this is how we should do it. Right, dia dapat 118,000. Remember, exemption kat sini this part 10,000 each completed year of service. Kena cukup 1 tahun dapat 10,000. So here, in this case, dia kerja, tengok date Julai sampai September 2019. Right, so 11 years of service. 11 completed years RM10,000. So jadilah 110,000, dia dapat 118,000, dapat exemption 110,000. So the gross income dia 8,000. Yang ni yang kena bayar tax. Boleh faham tak? You have to look at the date Kita nak completed years. Tak sampai 12 tahun lah sebab dia kena kita kira sampai Jun 2019 dapat 11 years walaupun dia kena buang kerja in September. Sebab kita nak cukup 1 tahun completed year. So here July until June je lah. June 2019, which is equivalent to 11 years. So setahun 10,000 exemption, same company and 10,000. So amount taxable is only 8,000. So this is like a savings lah because you have exemption. Kerja dah lama, you dapat duit banyak, the government will not tax the whole amount. So exemption 10,000 per year. So nampak dapat 118 yang kena tax is only 8,000. Any question tak for 13(1)(e) ni? Boleh So here you have to be careful with the date. Dia kena completed year. Jangan cincai-cincai tengok tahun dia cannot. Okay. So the taxable includes, ini macam tadi lah salary, compensation, retrenchment payment. Macam in this case tadi dia kena buang kerja so retrench. Tapi kita still calculate jugalah exemption 10,000 for each completed year of service. Okay. Starting 2020 and 2021, exemption dia naik jadi 20,000. Yang saya merahkan is the changes. So whatever question that I give you, kalau not 2020 or 2021, the exemption is 10,000 for each completed year. Macam ni kan, ni 2019. Kita masih lagi guna 10,000. But for 2020 and 2021, dia naik lagi 20,000. So the taxable amount would be lower. Tapi macam ni lah, incomplete year is not qualify. Mesti cukup same employer ataupun same group. It cannot be, okay, you kerja dekat company A 5 tahun and then pergi kerja dekat company B 10 tahun. 5 tahun juga. So 5 plus 5 jadi 10. Dia tak kira dia kira 5 dengan 5 je. Same employer. Tak boleh combine. Alright. Voluntary separation scheme, VSS, also exempted. Compensation for loss of employment. Does not provide for re-employment. Ini kena buang kerja terus lah yang dapat duit. So back in 2007, 2008 dulu kita ada banyak VSS. Even now after the economic downturn ni pun sama jugalah termasuk yang tadi termasuk VSS 10,000. Tapi for 2020 and 2021 naik jadi 20,000. I have to check. I prepared one question. Saya tak perasan. Saya lupa yang ni. So I put 2021 year assessment. So year assessment 2021 ni semua yang merah ni. 2022 tak tahu lagi jadi apa. Alright, so VSS, Mr. C started work in ABC Corporation 2012 recently for the VSS and dapat compensation amounted to 250,000. Ini sama macam example tadi lah, box pun dah lari ni. Sikit. Right. Okay, sama macam Sylvia tadi lah. Dia exemption dia 14 years, 10,000, 140,000. Sebab apa? This is year assessment 2012. Kalau if we reverse year assessment 2020 21, sini jadi 20,000 per annum 20,000. But now kita buat 2012, so 10,000 lah. This is the summary, compensation and also gratuity exemption. For compensation 20,000 untuk year 2020 and 2021, year lain 10,000 Yang bawah ni, this is the history lah, dulu daripada 2000 naik 4, naik 6, naik 10, now naik 20 exemption untuk gratuity ni dikira past service lah. Compensation ni sebab kena terminate prematurely. Gratuity past service, maknanya you retire. So for gratuity, when you get compensation ataupun dapat gratuity payment, exemption kalau sakit or kalau retire at the age of 55 or serve 10 years or more, and payment biasanya for compensation ni settlement court ataupun dapat payment lah and gratuity payment lah. Alright, so adjusted income for employment, this is in total lah. We have outgoing and expenses wholly and exclusively incurred in the production of employment income will be eligible for deduction. Again, like we ada soalan kita buat hari tu on entertainment expenses, and these are the expenses that can be eligible for deduction. Yang ni kita tengok nanti later bila kita buat soalan. Tax treatment for a national working, okay, ni kita dah tengok hari tu 60 day rule non-resident, kalau kerja less than 60 days, then will not be taxable. Alright, soalan ni saya bagi hari tu, kita belum buat kan? You all ada try buat soalan ni kan? But before that, let's go through, try buat tak soalan ni? Ke tak buat? Alright, let's look at question Maniam ni. So this is ada error sikit dekat soalan ni Dia sepatutnya the bonus is 12,000 lah. If you refer to the solution. So for Maniam ni kita just tengok the accommodation So I have provided to you the solution untuk Maniam ni. So I hope ada soalan tak untuk Maniam ni? Ke okey je? You buat ke tak ni? Ke tengok sebelah mata je? I should give you quiz lah kalau macam ni. Try tengok tak soalan ni? I have 45 in this class and yet nobody answer. You all nak buat kelas ke tak nak ni? Dengar ke tak saya cakap ni? Tengok, okay. Seorang je tengok. Rohaida je tengok. Yang lain? This is not an easy subject because there's a lot of sections that you have to remember. A lot of calculation. Ini baru zakat. Belum zakat baru tax. Saya belum zakat. No problem because you already have the solution. Okay. And this is only on accommodation. All right. The other question is kan? Ada two employment ni. So untuk Mr. Maniam tadi okay no question
Okay, doktor. Tak ada soalan.
Right. Untuk yang ni, have you tried? Saya tak dengar. Kalau ni cuba buat. Ada try buat tak? Ada yang try buat? Or you want to try soalan Faizul ni dulu? So for this one pun sama juga dia kita ada buat both okay. This is ni dia kerja dengan dua tempat So untuk Faizul dia satu tempat je. Alright, for Encik Azmani, anyone tried? Any figure you want to share? Soalan Encik Azmani saya upload dalam My Guru hari tu kan?
Yes, doktor.
Saya try buat tak?
Ada.
Okay. Right. So I hope yang lain pun buat lah We can go through the questions sekejap. Right, so let's look at the question dulu. So this is a combination sebab yang ni what we have here is that this Azman started his employment with Saga Sdn Berhad on August 2016 with a salary of 4,000. He always has a different opinion. Nak buat cerita lah with the owner, his employment was terminated on 31st May 2019. After several appeals and discussion with the personnel manager, Azman was paid a compensation for loss of employment of 32,000 and gratuity of 12,000 in December 2019. Orang yang sama, salah nama. Azman joined Syarikat Warna, a company which specializes in selling automobile, manager drawing a monthly salary of 2,000. He was provided accommodation in Hotel Casuarina with a month where the hotel bill was paid by Syarikat Warna, which is 80 ringgit per day. With effect from 1st August, he was provided with a fully furnished living accommodation. The company has paid rental of 2,350 a month, which includes 350 as the rental of furniture. So he was required to pay nominal rent of 100 a month to the employer. The income from employment was received as follows. Okay, dia dapat entertainment allowance, gardener, company car, and he needs to pay subscription of 316 per annum to MICPA for his membership. So you have to compute Azman's adjusted income for year assessment 2019. Yang kau tu tak faham, okey tak apa. Kita tengok satu-satu So you keep the question sebelah and then I have the solution ni dalam Word This one. Okay. Boleh nampak So you can check your answer dekat sini. Right, so what we have here is satu, dia tadi kerja dengan dua company. So when you have two company, you cannot combine the salary, kena asingkan. Right, so here, with Saga Sindra Berhad, he works from Jan 2019 until May 2019. So we started with section 31A, salary dia berapa bulan, 4,000 times 5, 20,000, gratuity, dia dapat 12,000 tadi kan. Okay, gratuity of 12,000. Okay. But remember, for gratuity, the exemption is 1,000 per completed year. Gratuity bukan compensation, so dia dapat gratuity. Gratuity tadi 2,000 times 2,000, but 2 years times 100. So the gratuity ni duduk dekat atas ni 31A because dia dapat dalam cash. Yes, dalam jawapan kena letak section. So kita tengok satu-satu macam ni. Tak apa, because that is your first attempt buat soalan yang macam ni. So I expect you to show the section, nama, computation dia, right? So the complete calculation lah. And then nama company, bila dia kerja kat situ. And then we started with section, so salary and gratuity. And section untuk Saga ni dia tak ada benda lain. Dia cuma ada gaji dengan gratuity je. And also compensation for loss of employment. Alright, so compensation 32,000. Exemption dia tadi, ini tak tulis pun tak apalah paragraph 15 schedule 6 ni. Tadi kita tengok kan sebab ini 2019, so 10,000 completed year ialah 2 tahun. So 20,000, total dekat sini 12,000, dapatlah 42,000 untuk Saga. So next company yang ada macam-macam ni, dia kerja dekat Warna Julai 2019 sampai December 2019. Because remember kita buat untuk 1 tahun 2019. So kita kira dekat sini for Warna dia kerja 6 months je lah. So the salary 31A, 2,000 times 6, 12,000 entertainment allowance. Remember entertainment allowance is dalam bentuk cash Dia duduk dekat section 13(1)A. 6 months juga 200, 1,200. So we get one total. Section 13(1)B, remember dia ada car, gardener and also rumah. Rumah ada furniture kan? Check your question So rumah dia ada furniture. Fully furnished living accommodation. Okay. So here, the car, dia dapat kereta. So kereta dia, it is not mentioned dalam ni. Kereta, okay. Kereta dia more than 5 years old. So kalau more than 5 years old, go back to the table. More than 5 years old, kereta dia separuh So 2,400, which cost 60,000 So for this figure 2,400, go back to the table, the benefit in kind table tu yang tunjuk car untuk car harga 60,000, it is 2,400 for the car. Tapi kereta dia more than 5 years old, so you have to divide by 2 plus minyak dia. Times, dia guna berapa bulan je? 4 bulan je 4 times 12, dia dapat kereta in September Dia kerja in July tapi dia dapat kereta in September. So we only calculate from bila dia dapat kereta tu, not bila dia start kerja. So 4 months So darab-darab you get 700. Dia ada gardener 800 per month from October. So gardener kita tak kira berapa gaji dapat So gardener sebulan 300. Darab dengan 3 bulan je sebab dia dapat gardener on October So 900. And furniture. Five months. 1,400. Okay, ini total for 13(1)B. And then we move on to 13(1)C 13(1)C, okay. For 13(1)C, he has a rumah fully furnished living accommodation. Rental 2,350 a month, which includes 350 as the rental of the furniture. Alright, remember that is the defined value. Defined value adalah harga sewa rumah Tapi harga sewa rumah yang unfurnished. So here rumah dia sewa 2350 termasuk rental. So termasuk furniture. So harga rumah unfurnished is 2000. 2000 times 6. 12,000. Okay. Or remember for section 31C we have to compare 30% dari section 131A. 131A 13,200 tau. Jangan ambil yang atas. Jangan combine pula. Sebab sekarang ni dia dapat untuk company ni. This one untuk syarikat ni. So this 30% ni datang dari sini. Not yang atas ni. Atas ni tak ada apa-apa. Right, so kita nak nombor yang lower, 12,000 ataupun 3960. So the amount is 3960. But the defined value nampak kita kira 6 months je lah. Kita tak ambil setahun. Sebab ini gaji dia pun gaji untuk 6 months. So living accommodation. Tapi you see sini the 30% from 13,200 is 3960. Tapi dia hanya duduk 5 bulan Kena portion lah. So you will get 3,300. Nampak? Kita pilih dulu mana yang lower, then kita apportion. Just like soalan yang ada dalam notes yang kita tengok last week tu And then dia juga ada hotel. Hotel straightforward je. Hotel 3%. Hotel you do not compare. Ini rumah biasa je you have to compare yang mana lower. Kalau hotel tak perlu. Hotel you just ambil 3%. Darab dengan mana hotel? Okay. A month where total bill paid was 80 ringgit per day. So sama jugalah. 3% darab dengan 13,200 darab dengan sebulan. Dia duduk sebulan. We don't care berapa banyak. We don't care how much is the rent of the hotel. The calculation is 3%. So sampailah bawah ni. Kita just add lah everything. This one plus this one and this one. And sampai dekat sini, this is the gross income dia. Okay, sampai sini any question tak sebelum saya proceed ke bawah? Ada part yang tak faham tak? Yang mana tadi siapa kata car?
Doktor, ulang balik yang car tu boleh?
Okay, car ni you go back to the notes yang ada table tu. Ada kan? Yang benefit in kind, section 31B. Kalau ada kereta. So, go back to the table, tengok table benefit in kind tu. Harga kereta dia sekarang 50,000 50 plus 60,000 Ada kan? Honda Accord more than 5 years old which cost 60,000. So dalam table ni kalau harga 60,000 dia duduk dalam between 50 to 75,000. The annual benefit is 2,400. Sini 2,400 ni annual benefit dia. Jumpa tak? Siapa yang tanya tadi jumpa tak dalam table tu?
Jumpa doktor.
Okay, so 2,400 ni is annual benefit. Sekarang ni kereta ni dah lebih dari 5 tahun. Remember kereta yang lebih dari 5 tahun, value benefit tu kena separuh je. We cannot take 2,400. Kita kena ambil separuh. So that is why saya buat kat sini 2,400 divide by 2. Boleh? Kalau kereta baru, tak payah bahagi 2. Kereta baru ambil 2,400. Sekarang kereta dah lama. Kereta more than 5 years old divide by 2. But remember ada note dekat bawah table tu dalam note saya kan. If the car is more than 5 years old, the value of benefit is half the prescribed value. Tapi annual fuel remain the same. Sebab tu minyak dia 900. Kita tak apportionkan. Kita tambah dulu terus. Baru kita darab dengan 4/12 sebab dia dapat kereta hanya 4 bulan. Boleh? Faham tak? Yang lain okey ke?
Faham doktor.
Dia faham okey. So kalau kereta baru tak payah bahagi 2 lah. Sekarang dia kereta lama. Minyak dia kita tak bahagi 2. And ini sebab dia dapat tak sampai setahun, kita kena apportion. If dia dapat kereta baru setahun, so 2004 plus 900 tak ada ni lah. Terus je 1 figure. Now sebab 1 tahun ni dia kerja di 2 tempat yang berbeza. And for 2 tempat berbeza, kena asingkan calculation. Okay, sampai 61566 ni okay? Ikut Alright, and then dia dalam soalan dia kata dekat sini he needs to pay a subscription of 316 per annum to meet par for his membership. Okay. Yang ni tadi again dalam notes pun ada exemption dia kata dekat sini exemption membership fees kalau dia bayar dia boleh dapat exemption. So for this exemption 316 dengan nominal rental. Okay, nominal rental ni kalau tengok nominal rental ni untuk nominal rental ni tengok dalam question dia duduk rumah dia, employer dia bagi tapi dia kena bayar RM100 juga untuk sewa tu. Boleh faham kan maksud nominal rental ni? Employer bagi accommodation tapi dia kena bayar juga sewa RM100. Maknanya sewa dia subsidi lah, murah lah dia bayar 100. 100 tu pun dia boleh dapat exemption juga, boleh tolak. So sekarang ni dia duduk rumah tu 5 bulan. Nominal rent 100 a month to the employer. Nominal rent 500. So ini exemption yang dia dapat. So instead of bayar tax on this income, so dia dapat exemption 816. Membership dengan rental jadilah 60750. Yang ni complicated sikit lah because saya letak 2 company Kalau kita tengok nanti Encik Faizul yang dalam slide tu, yang tu pendek sikit lah. Sebab dia 1 company je. Yang ni okey tak? Any question tak for this one? Boleh Boleh, I can move to the next question. I can share this solution dalam my guru juga I will upload the solution ni nanti so that you can refer to. Okay, next is yang ni. Yang ni kita belum buat kan? Okay. Alright, dia untuk this type of question kena banyak buat exercise lah. You can find taxation book pun kalau nak try buat soalan. So yang ni kita belum discuss Alright, so yang ni we can do together. So here we have Encik Faizul who was appointed as marketing director on 1st Jan 2019. He did not own any shares in the company. He received the following remuneration. Okay, salary and allowances per month. Alright, whenever you have per month, jangan lupa darab 12 Salary 12,000, entertainment allowance, travelling allowance, contractual bonus equivalent to 2 months salary, fully furnished bungalow for which the company paid a monthly rental of 5,000, which included 500 in respect of furniture and fittings. New car, 160,000 nampak. Yang tadi kereta separuh, kereta lama kan? Now new car. A driver employed by the company was assigned to drive the car. Reimbursement of 600 per month being monthly salary of a servant employed by Encik Faizul. Okay, dia ada servant. Dia bayar gaji tapi employer dia bayar pula untuk dia reimbursement 600 per month. Free medical and dental benefit and his immediate family amounting to 2,800. And these are the expenses yang dia incur. 30,000 for entertaining the company supplier and customer. 6,000 petrol and toll for travelling between his house and office. 16,960 on travelling to meet companies, clients. Okay, bila baca soalan ni ada part yang tak faham tak? First of all, you have to make sure that you understand the question. Yang baca soalan pun alamak ini macam mana nak buat susah lah. Simak ini. Okay, no question untuk soalan ni ada part yang tak faham ni. Because here kita ada expense, dia dapat allowance and dia ada expenses So kita kena offset yang ni. Alright, so you can try by boleh mula dengan section 13(1)A. So just like example yang saya buat tadi lah, you always has to start with section 13(1)A. Gaji dulu, cash dulu, not only gaji lah, cash dulu, cash portion dulu. So you have to really check your notes apa yang fall under section 13(1)A. Sekejap saya cari the solution ni mana saya letak. Alright, can I have any figure for section 13(1)A? Kita buat ikut section Anyone? How much is the salary? Alright. Okay, salary 144,000. Okay. So salary senang je lah You just multiply 12,000 dengan 12 months Alright, next one. Bonus. Bonus dia 2,000. So bonus equivalent to 2 months salary. Okay. So 2 months salary 12,000 darab dengan 2 bulan je lah So bonus jadi 24,000. Clear? Entertainment allowance 2,000 times 12 and also travelling allowance 1,000 times 12 months. So you just totalkan tu semua but in this case kalau tengok dalam question ni dia ada reimbursement of 600 per month being monthly salary of a servant employed by Encik Faizul. Right, remember dia ada servant. Kalau servant tu employer yang bayar gaji, servant tu masuk dalam section 13(1)B. Tapi sekarang ni, servant tu dia yang bayar gaji. Beza kan? Satu employer bayar gaji. Employer bayar gaji, servant tu masuk section 13(1)B. Sekarang ni, servant tu, orang gaji ni, dia yang bayar gaji tapi employer dia bayar dia cash reimbursement. Yang ni masuk dalam 13(1)A, bukan 13(1)B. So, ada dekat sini, servant reimburse. So, you have to really look at the ni walaupun dia servant, tengok siapa bayar gaji dia. If the employer yang bayar, saya cakap tadi lah, employer bayar, dia akan pergi section 13(1)B. Benefit in kind. In this case, dia yang bayar gaji servant. Tapi dia dapat reimbursement. So, benda ni masuk dalam section 13(1)A. Saya download ni sekejap. Santai. Boleh untuk servant tu. So how much is the total for section 13(1)(a)? Dah total dah section 13(1)(a)? Right, so saya share dekat sini alright 211 200. Okay, so this is the question tadi. So here kita ada kat sini lah So again, this is how you should present your answer. Nama dia, computation apa kita tengah kira, and always start with section 13(1)(a). So here we have salary tadi, right? So semua dah kira kat sini. 244 entertainment allowance dia, travelling allowance dia, bonus dia, and servant reimbursed. Okay, so 211 200. Next kita tengok section 13(1)(b). This figure is very important sebab apa? Bila kita sampai dekat section 13(1)(c), nampak tak kita guna section 13(1)(a). So can you imagine if you got this figure wrong? Bawah ni salah So you have to be really careful dengan 13(1)(a). So ini akan determine whether you got this part right or wrong kalau 13(1)(c), right? 13(1)(b), car benefit, dia dapat kereta, right? Saya dah letak kat sini benefit in kind table for car. Car dia tadi harga kereta dia 160,000. So daripada harga kereta tu you go to the table, tengoklah harga yang kalau kereta 160,000 berapa banyak benefit ataupun the car value untuk that particular car tu. So in this case 7,000 car dia fuel. Okay, untuk car and minyak ni kalau nak tambah terus pun boleh 7,000 plus 1,800. Nak letak satu-satu macam ni pun boleh juga, no problem Okay, so car ini pun dia dapat for 1 whole year so kita tak payah portion lah. Dia soalan ni straightforward sikit setahun terus. So car benefit harga kereta 160,000 is in between 150 to 200,000. So the car value is 7,000 and the fuel is 1,800. Okay, now dia dapat driver kan. A driver employed by the company was assigned to drive the car. Okay, sekarang driver employer yang bayarkan. So kita terus ambil je lah the driver 7,200 per year So kalau tadi bagi permission of driver 600 sebulan sekarang dia dapat driver untuk setahun. So 7,200. Furniture, rumah dia fully furnished. Fully furnished bungalow for which the company pay a monthly rental of 5,000 blah blah blah. So kita nampak keyword kat sini fully furnished So for fully furnished saya dah bracketkan dekat sini. Fully furnished furniture amount untuk 1 year is 3,360. Alright, remember dia kata dekat sini point number 5, free medical and dental benefit amounting to 2,800. Okay, medical and dental ni is exempted. Tak kira dia dapat berapa banyak pun. Kalau medical and dental company bayar, it is exempted from tax So untuk exemption ni you really have to go back to your notes lah Saya dah letak dekat belakang-belakang tu ada apa yang ada exemption. So medical and dental is exempted Tak perlu bayar juga Right, so for 31B, okay, any question? Boleh It's okay if you do it slowly because satu you have to refer to the table. And then you have to baca balik soalan dia kan, furniture dia fully furnished ke tak ke So here straightforward je saya bagi, cukup 1 year, furniture fully furnished and medical and dental exempted. Alright, in this case, kalau ada benda yang exempted, do not leave it there. Maknanya if you have, okay, medical and dental exempted, so tak payah tulis apa-apa. No. You still have marks for this part. Nampak tak? Walaupun exempted, tulis je dekat sini. Medical and dental, exempted. You still have marks untuk part ni. If you leave this part, tak letak kata, oh, medical and dental exempted, tak payah masuk. Then you are going to miss half of points. Kalau biasanya kalau mesti kita cari mark separuh markah, setengah ni. So kalau exempted pun masukkan juga. Tulis exempt ataupun dash je, tak apa. Kalau tak ingat alamak nak tulis apa ni, dash je pun okay. But I need to see this part. Sebab we know that this part is exempted, right? So you total section 31B dapatlah 19,360. So section 31A done, 31B pun done. Okay, next let's move on to section 131C. Okay, ini complicated sikit kot. So the defined value, remember defined value is harga sewa rumah. Sekarang ni sewa rumah tu, the company bayar monthly rental 5,000 included 500 in respect of furniture and fittings. So dekat sini 4,500. I hope everybody understand kenapa bukan 5,000 tapi 4,500. You have to deduct the furniture portion because the defined value ni mesti value yang unfurnished. So times 12, 54,000. Kita nak lower kan? So kita compare dengan 30% of section 131A. This one. That's why I said this figure is very important. Salah dekat sini, compare salah, let's say lah nombor sini salah. Tapi the lower is nombor ni. So you will bring nombor yang salah ni dekat sini. Kalau macam ni tak apa, if you get this wrong, kita akan bawa nombor yang rendah. We get the lower figure is this one. So tak kisahlah kat sini salah sebab kita nak ambil yang atas. But if kat bawah kita, let's say atas ni higher figure, bawah ni lower, kita akan bring this figure here. So salah lah dekat your gross income nanti. So in this case, the defined value is lower than section 131A. So kita ambil the lower figure, letak sebelah sini. For section 131C. So in this case, dia tak ada hotel, dia tak ada kongsi, dia tak ada apa. Dia dapat rumah satu. Macam tadi, Encik Azman Idris tadi tu, liars. Dia ada hotel juga. So kalau ada hotel, kita letak sekali. Here tak ada, very straightforward. Dia ada satu banglo je. So we choose the lower figure, which is 54,000. Then tambahlah. But you cannot stop here sebab look at the question, dia dapat allowance. At the same time, we have figure expenses yang dia incur. Allowance dapat, belanja pun dia belanja. So kita boleh offset. But you cannot offset dekat atas. Contohnya sekarang katakanlah, saya ambil very straightforward. Kita ambil entertainment expenses dia 30,000. So here you dah nampak, oh entertainment allowance dia 24,000. So you nak tolak, tak boleh tolak ke atas. Dia kena kira satu-satu macam ni. Tambah dulu apa dia dapat. When you come here, nak calculate the adjusted income, here gross income. You want to compute the adjusted income. Okay, entertainment expenses. Sekarang nampak tak? Dia belanja 30,000. Okay, dia dapat berapa tadi kita kira? 24 je. Okay, sekarang dia belanja lagi lebih daripada apa yang dia dapat. He cannot claim 30,000. Dia hanya boleh claim ataupun boleh tolak 24,000. Restricted to amount yang dia dapat sahaja. Boleh faham Apa dia belanja 30, you do not minus 30 dekat sini. Dia kalau ikutkan sini offset lah. Dia dapat 24, dia belanja pun 24. Restricted to 24. Travelling expenses. Okay, cantik muka, travelling ke rumah, pergi ke tempat kerja pun nak claim kan? Tak boleh. So petrol and toll, house and office cannot claim. Not exempted. Tapi travelling to meet company's clients. This is for work purposes. 6960. Nampak dia dapat travelling allowance kan? Bulan 1,000. Dia belanja untuk jumpa company's client 16,916. Okay. Travelling expenses, walaupun travelling allowance dia 12,000, dia beza dengan entertainment Entertainment restricted. Dia belanja lebih, tak boleh. Tolak apa yang dapat je. But travelling tak. Travelling walaupun dia dapat 12,000, what happen is that he gets 12,000 travelling allowance but he spend more. Betul? More tapi untuk business use. So, kita boleh tolak semua. Because ini untuk business use. So, tolak dapatlah adjusted income of 243,600. Okay, any question tak? You really have to digest, especially soalan yang macam ni lah. Ada allowance, ada expenses. This one pun I can share nanti the solution. Boleh? Ada soalan tak? Mana yang rasa sesat? Rasa tak faham? Mana saya dapat nombor-nombor ni? BIK ni apa? Mana dapat 4,500 ni? Boleh Senyap terus semua pengsan tengok. Fully furnished macam ni kira yang ni? Furniture ni ke? Saya tak faham soalan lah. Karatul boleh on mic untuk fully furnished tu. Which one yang nak kira? Fully furnished yang ni ke yang ni? Yang atas ke yang bawah ni? 500 gross income boleh ke? 500 mana? If you can switch on your mic, you just switch on your mic. Sekali baca dekat sini, soalan tergantung tak faham soalan. Which one yang tak faham? Furniture? Yang furniture, okay, yang ni Ini pun tengok dalam table je. Look at the table. Kita ada for furniture, table dalam slide tak number pula ada semi-furnished, fully furnished tu. Here the keyword is fully furnished. So kalau fully furnished, walaupun dalam soalan bagi 500 tu dia company tu sewa company bayar furniture 500 sebulan. Doesn't matter. For section 13(1)B kita cari keyword je. Fully furnished ke, semi-furnished ke. Why? Sebab kita nak tengok yang ni. I go back to our table dekat sini. What we have here is ini tadi kereta. Right, so here kereta dia tadi 160,000 kan. So kereta dia tempat dekat sini lah 7,000 and 1,800. For furniture. Slide. Okay, ni car. Ini kereta tadi yang saya kata kalau kereta dia more than 5 years old so separuh. Look at the furniture. Okay, here. Fully furnished. Like I said, for section 13(1)B, we only look at the keyword. Untuk section 13(1)C, then 13(1)C, yes. Kita nak tahulah dia rental berapa, unfurnished punya amount berapa. But for 13(1)B, keyword dia ni je. Kalau dia kata semi-furnished, you ambil figure sebelah ni. Okay. Kalau semi-furnished ada lounge, dining, bedroom je, 840. Semi-furnished ada ni, 1680. So here the keyword is fully furnished. Fully furnished, Park 3360. Hafal pun tak apa. Kalau fully furnished, 3360. Tak payah fikir panjang lah. Tak kisahlah employer tu sewa berapa ke, bayar berapa ke untuk furniture. Kalau fully furnished, for section 13(1)B, straight away 3360. Tadi dia ada servant kan? Dia ada gardener kan? Dia ada gardener ke tak ada? Tadi soalan lain. Alright, so for gardener macam ni lah. Seorang 3,600 setahun. Kalau dia dapat berapa bulan dan kita bahagilah ikut bulan. So untuk soalan Faizul ni dia tak ada benda-benda ni semua dia tak ada. Dia cuma ada driver je. Driver dia masuk dekat sini ni driver. Alright. So back to the solution tadi. Okay, tadi yang tanya 500 tu apa? Furniture juga ke? 500 tolak tolak 500 dengan gross income tu boleh ke? Which 500 ni? 500 furniture tu juga? Tak boleh. Dekat sini only for this part Kalau you compare dengan soalan tadi tu ada membership, ada subscription kan. Sekarang semua ni tak ada. Kalau ada, kita akan tolak dekat bawah ni juga. Here, whatever furniture tu, kita kira kat sini je. So sini 4,500 ni is actually tadilah dia punya rent tu is 5,000 tapi tolak 500. Sebab tu dia dapat 4,500. Walaupun dia dekat point number number 3 tu fully furnished for which the company paid a monthly rental of 5,000 which included 500 in respect of furniture and fittings. Because this part ni kita nak unfurnished figure. Rumah yang unfurnished. So maksud unfurnished is rumah tolak furniture lah. We cannot take 5,000 unless dalam soalan dia tak mention. Dia kata, let's say soalan ni saya buang ayat 500 tu. Fully furnished bungalow for which the company paid a monthly rental of RM5,000, which does not include furniture. Nampak? Beza kan? 5,000 tak termasuk furniture. Yes, you can take the 5,000. Sekarang ni 5,000 termasuk furniture 500. So kena buanglah the furniture part sebab furniture tu kita dah ambil kat atas ni. So the 500 ni means nothing. Cuma kita kena tolak dekat sini lah. To get the defined value. Defined value saja. Boleh faham? Okay, alright. Any other question tak? But must remember for entertainment and travelling ni dia lain sikit. Saya ulang balik yang entertainment ni. Whatever you get, that is the maximum that you can deduct. Entertainment. Dapat 24, belanja lah sampai 50 pun, you can only deduct 24. But for travelling, dia lain sikit. Because travelling, walaupun you dapat 12, but if you spend more because of the client, macam ni kan, dia dapat 12 je, dia belanja sampai 16,000. Dia boleh tolak semua. It is not restricted. So the adjusted income is 243,600. Boleh
Kalau untuk travelling tu kalau bukan business, so dia kena ambil yang 12 tu lah.
Boleh lah.
Okay,
macam tadi kan dia ada dua-dua kan, nampak ni. Dia ada 6,000 rumah pergi office, which is not business lah. Dengan 16,960 untuk jumpa klien. Kita ambil yang ni je yang boleh tolak. 6,000 ni nampak, kita tak tolak kat mana-mana pun. 6,000 tu pandai sendirilah daripada rumah kita buat kerja kan, so tak boleh tolak. Company client, yes. So biasanya for travelling ni kita akan mention lah whether the travelling is for business ataupun for personal use. Kalau kata travelling for personal use, tak boleh. Sebab dia dah dapat travelling allowance kan. Boleh? Ini baru satu part employment income Nanti kita ada apa ni? Non-business income, ada investment income pula lagi.
Doktor.
Yep.
Kalau travelling tu dia dapat 12,000.
Arina, saya tak dengar.
Hello.
Okay, dapat 1,000 lepas tu? Belanja 16,000.
Okay, kalau dia dapat travelling allowance 12,000. Tapi kalau dia
Saya
belanja kurang daripada 12,000. So kita akan ambil kurang daripada 12,000 ke atau tetap 12,000?
Putus-putus lah Rina, saya tak dengar. Travelling ke entertainment ni?
Travelling tak?
Travelling Travelling tak? Travelling dia hanya untuk business je yang boleh tolak. If you use that to perform official duties, sekejap saya share slide ni Okay, we go back to this part. Mungkin hari tu masa buat tu, bila kita tak buat soalan, then you cannot see kan. Bila dah buat soalan, baru nampak lah. Slide number. Okay, this part Ni semua 31A allowance ni. Okay, cash, allowances ni. If the allowance is to be used to perform official duties, amount attributable to the performance of official duties are allowed as deduction. So tadi kita buat travelling kan, travelling dia ada 6,000 daripada rumah pergi office, itu bukan, walaupun kita kata official duty dia pergi kerja tapi tak boleh lah. Dia kalau dia entertain klien, kalau dia pergi jumpa klien, dia pergi meeting ke macam tadi for business purpose, then kita boleh tolak as deduction. Ini tadi, gratuity tadi, okay, gratuity tadi soalan sebelum tadi soalan yang Azman tadi tu. So if you wonder, gratuity dia duduk dekat section 31A juga sebab dia dapat cash Gratuity maximum RM2,000. So if you refer to soalan Azman tadi yang ada calculation saya gratuity darab 2,000 tu kan, the exemption is here setahun 2,000. Okay, travelling. Travelling ni kalau dia tak ada travelling expenses, dia dapat exemption 6,000 per year travelling allowance tu. Sekarang dia ada travelling expenses, sebab tu kita tak tolak 6,000. Nanti saya cari soalan yang mana ada 6,000. Kejap, apa tadi soalan? Kalau travelling allowance 12,000, belanja kurang dari 12,000, kita kena ambil 12,000. Tak. Travelling allowance yang dia dapat, nampak travelling allowance yang dia dapat tu kita letak dekat atas. Section 31A. Yang tu jangan usik. Tak kira dia belanja berapa banyak, 12,000 ke atas tu tak boleh usik. 12,000 tu tetap 12,000. Belanja dekat bawah tu, kita akan tolak yang dia belanja untuk klien. So dekat atas tu, memang 12,000 lah. Kalau dekat bawah dia belanja tak sampai 12,000 pun kita boleh tolak juga. Kita tolak yang dia belanja. Walaupun kurang dari 12,000. Yes. Dia tak macam entertainment. Entertainment tadi ada restriction kan. Dia dapat 24, dia belanja 30. Kita tolak 24 je. Itu entertainment. Travelling tak. Travelling yang ni, soalan travelling ni, saya bagi travelling expenses tau. Kalau soalan tak ada travelling expenses, 12,000 dekat atas tu, boleh tolak 6,000 ni. Nampak slide PowerPoint ni kan? Kalau travelling expense, travelling allowance tak ada travelling expenses, dia dapat exemption 6,000. Dia dapat 12,000, kita boleh tolak 6,000. So tinggal 6,000 je yang kena bayar tax. Sekarang ni dia dapat travelling expenses. Dia ada travelling expenses. So kita tak guna yang ni. Kita letak 12,000 dekat atas. Dan dekat bawah nanti tolaklah berapa banyak yang dia belanja. Sekarang soalan tadi dia belanja banyak. Kita tolak semualah. Kalau dia belanja kurang, kita tolak berapa banyak yang dia belanja. Boleh Okay, alright. Nampak soalan lagi? Pening ah? Ni baru employment income tau. So, ada dua soalan. Baik, but for your exam, dulu prior to 2019 kot, tables pun saya tak bagi you have to memorize je. Kalau kereta harga berapa, minyak dia berapa, harga kereta dia berapa. Kalau fully furnished berapa, kalau driver, kalau gardener, kalau servant berapa. Tapi I think 2 years ago kita dah start bagi di table lah, so you can refer to the table, tak payah hafal lah. Better, easier we make your life easier. Untuk next topic, which is investment income. Ada soalan lagi tak untuk employment income ni? So you have to pay attention lebih dekat ni lah the section 31A ni tadi. Satu, apa yang kita ada beza dekat sini tadi, first of all tadi kita tengok yang servant tu kan. Because we know kalau servant sahaja, macam saya kata tadi servant, employer bayar gaji, servant tu duduk dekat section 13(1)B. Apa benda yang employer bayarkan pergi dekat B. Tapi kalau orang gaji tu dia yang bayarkan, employer bayar balik dekat dia, itu duduk dekat A. Sebab apa? Dia bukan dapat dalam bentuk servant, dia dapat dalam bentuk cash. So kalau servant tadi, company bayar, dia dapat dalam bentuk servant lah. Company bayarkan gaji orang gaji dia kan. Sekarang macam yang tadi tu, orang gaji tu, dia bayar gaji. Employer bayar balik duit dekat dia. So dia dapat benefit dalam bentuk cash. So itu masuk dalam kategori reimbursement under section 13(1)A, bukan 13(1)B. Okay, itu satu. And then the travelling and also entertainment expenses and allowance lah. Kalau ada, if you're given travelling and entertainment expenses, kena tolak macam tadi exemption dekat bawah. If not, dekat atas saja. And travelling allowance ni, tak kisah dia belanja banyak mana, kita boleh tolak as long as itu for business purpose. Alright, any other questions? Okay. Alright, saya plan nak continue dengan investment income tau. Do you still have the energy to proceed? Investment income tu note saya dah upload and also the soalan for you to try. Dalam notes pun ada soalan yang agak panjang So mungkin kita boleh tengok sikit because for investment income tu ada satu part rental tu yang tu pendek je Alright, maybe boleh take 5. Saya sambung sikit dengan investment income Alright, kita continue sikit lagi. So this is another topic which is investment income. So remember as a person you must imagine this way. Ada satu orang ni like yourself, your own self. So one day you might have a job or you might be a salaried individual. Kita kata salaried individual yang kerja makan gaji ni. And you will have that employment income tadi, section 13 tadi, 31A, B, C, D, E tadi. Right? At the same time, you can also have investment income. Remember we're talking about satu person Saya tunjuk Encik Faizul tadi kan. So Encik Faizul tadi what I give you is only the employment income. So for that Encik Faizul dia ada employment income. At the same time he can have this investment income. Okay, so nanti our calculation nanti kita kena combine semua lah. Employment dia, investment dia dengan all other non-business income nanti to arrive at one figure because the tax will be paid based on total income dia bukan satu-satu. Cuma yang tadi kita buat is on employment income lah. Alright, so yang ni saya sambung sikit je. The rest kita akan continue next week. Alright, so for investment income, it is also called non-business income. So whatever income that you receive not coming from a business, it is called investment income. See, non-business income. It is taxed under section 4A, employment income tadi. For B, so remember pergi dekat topik yang awal-awal dulu, saya letak section ABC tu. So for A, business income, kita tinggal dulu yang tu. Kita buat employment income section 4B. We just finish employment income 4B. And dalam 4B tu ada 13 kan, 31A, B, C, D, E. So for business non-business income, it is taxed under section 4C to 4F. Okay. So ini yang kita nak tengok for other income ni. So we have dividend, interest and discount under satu section, section 4C. We have rents, royalties and premium, section 4D. Pension, annuities and other periodic payments, section 4E, and other gains and profit, section 4F, tak keluar pula F dia. Dia boleh jadi juga, you get income tapi bukan semua ni, dia duduk dalam lagi satu kategori. Right, so for this one, first one is dividend. Okay, this is very straightforward. Sebab apa saya kata straightforward? Sebab dividend is exempted. Right, so dividend, everybody knows what is dividend. So it is a distribution payment of a profits for any undistributed profits to shareholder. For example, you invest in company A, you get dividend. So that dividend is a distribution from the company to us lah, the shareholders. So it is a reward for holding stocks in the corporation. Okay, so company to make profit, dia bagi dividend dekat shareholders. Okay, in Malaysia, the taxation is subject to a single tier system. Maksudnya, dividend payment ni already made by the company. The tax payment, dividend payment made by companies, dia dah bayar tax. Because remember kalau company kita ada company, dia ada bayarkan company tax. So tax dia, apa profit yang dia dapat tu dia dah bayar cukai. So that profit yang dia bagi pada shareholders is actually not taxable, exempted. Boleh faham So kita straightforward je. Most of the dividends for unit trust biasanya exempted Non-resident kena bayar lah. Sama juga dengan interest. Interest, for example, you keep money in a bank, Maybank, CIMB semua tu, dalam saving account kita akan dapat interest So that interest portion tu is also exempted. So cerita yang senang-senang dia exempted semua deemed derivation of interest. Ini nanti boleh baca lah. People company, attributable deduction, all outgoing expenses wholly and exclusively incurred in the production of the interest income qualify for a deduction. So exempt interest, interest received from money deposited in savings, current, fixed deposit or investment deposit account. So if you save money in Islamic account, dia tak panggil interest, dia panggil investment account. Bukan savings account, dia investment account. So whatever savings that you have in a bank and you get the interest from that savings, it is exempted, which means tak perlu bayar cukai. But remember, jangan lupa dalam calculation, walaupun exempted, tulis interest dash, dividend dash. Jangan tinggal dia semua, tak ada markah nanti. Discount, okay, discount, any amount of bill of exchange, deduction pun sama jugalah. So the deduction, whatever expenses yang berkaitan dengan that income, qualify for deduction. Okay, ini tak termasuk discount yang untuk traders. Discount untuk debtors and also creditors tak termasuk. Ini discount lain. Exemption, okay, if you get discount ataupun from government bonds, securities or bonds issued by the government, whatever issued by the government, semua dapat exemption. Senang fikir macam tu je. Whatever issued by the government dapat exemption. So untuk section 4, tadi kita tengok dividend 4B, sorry 4C. 4C, dividend, interest and discounts, basically semua ni exempted. Yang ni yang kompleks sikit lah. 4D, 4C tu mostly exempted je. Nanti bila kita buat soalan, then you can see apa maksudnya. Right, rental, semua pun tahu rental income, it can be source of business juga. But section 4D ni only for business income yang bukan company. Kalau company, dia ada rental income dia pergi dekat section 4A, business income. Let's say dia business more than 4 rumah, katakan itu tak termasuk dalam rental income. Ini rental income, let's say saya ada satu rumah tu saya buat sewa. Pendapatan tu dikira sebagai rental income under section 4D. Okay. Kalau company, dia walaupun rental income, dia pergi under section 4A. So it can be immovable properties, rumah, or movable properties. It can also be rental income from car, semua. Itu pun masuk dalam rental income. Okay, letting of real property, macam saya kata tadi rumah, kalau sewa rumah, tapi akan jadi business source kalau ada comprehensive and active maintenance and support services are provided. You bagi sewa, you jaga rumah, you cuci, buat maintenance apa semua, itu masuk dalam business source. Tapi if you rent the house, you ambil sewa bulan-bulan je, tak peduli yang lain-lain tu, setakat repair and maintenance sikit-sikit je, that is considered under section 4D. So this is the example lah. For example, this company, dia ada 3 blocks of condo, let out those units to tenants, provide maintenance, service of lift, cleaning, security, centralized aircon, maintenance service. Ini bukan rental income 4D, ini rental income 4A. Dia dikira sebagai business source. So, jadilah dia boleh dapat daripada land, commercial building or residential property, boleh jadi juga from plant, machinery or motor vehicles. Advance rental, remember tax is paid as you earn. Tax as you earn juga. So kalau dapat rental untuk tahun depan tapi dapat tahun ni, payment will be assessed in the year of receipts. Remember kita ada buat satu example itu kan, dia dapat bonus tu tahun lepas punya tapi dapat untuk tahun ni. So that amount will be assessed this year. Sama dengan advance rental, walaupun dapat rental untuk tahun depan, dapat tahun ni kena bayar tahun ni. These are the deduction of expenses untuk rental. Repair and maintenance, boleh repair bumbung, repair lantai, semua tu boleh tolak. Cost of rental collection, interest on loan for purchase of asset. Right. When you purchase a house, make a loan, you have to pay both principal plus interest. So interest portion tu, interest on loan ni boleh deduct dalam calculation. Fire insurance premium, assessment and quit rent, cost of advertising to obtain tenants, not applicable for the first tenant. First time buka iklan tak boleh tolak expenses. But habis tenant pertama keluar, kita iklan pula untuk tenant kedua. Yang tu boleh tolak as expenses. Renewal of tenancy agreement, sewage charges, security services, repainting, cost incurred for pest control. So ini semua boleh tolak. So saya letak notes juga dekat sini apa yang boleh tolak, apa yang tak boleh tolak. For example, deposit refundable, not taxable sebab dapat balik kan. Deposit water, electricity bukan sebab dia dikira sebagai deposit and you can get back the money. Assessment deductible sebab dia revenue expenses. Quit rent hanya untuk current year. Penalty tak boleh tolak. Tak boleh tolak lah. You dah buat salah, lambat bayar cukai contohnya, you get a penalty and nak tolak pula untuk bayar cukai. Tak boleh breaking the law. So tak ada. Renovation non-deductible juga sebab capital expenditure. Kalau replacement of damaged tiles, deductible. Which means you dapat sewa 5,000 but you belanja 1,000 untuk tolak untuk repair tiles. So 5,000 can tolak 1,000. So the amount yang boleh bayar, yang kena cukai is 4,000 sahaja. Itu maksud deductible dekat sini. Alright, kita buat satu soalan je untuk Mona ni. And then the rest kita sambung next week. Okay, so here we have your client Mona provided the following information regarding her residential property in Subang Jaya for the year ended 31st December 2020. Okay, so dia dapat rental untuk January, March 16,000. April, May tak dapat. June sampai December dapat lagi 24,000. Deposit refundable 26,000. Deposit electricity 4,000. Okay, ini payment dia. Dia bayar balik, dia refund deposit dekat ex-tenant, assessment, quit rent 2019 and 2020. Interest on loan, penalty for late payment of quit rent and repairs carried out in May. Repainting, renovation, replacement, damage tile, installation of air conditioning unit. Net rental dia 37,640. This is the basic calculation untuk orang yang ada sewa rumah. Inilah apa yang dia akan kira lah. Ini pendapatan dia, ini belanja dia. Okay. But what we have to do is from tax point of view, tak semua ni boleh tolak. Dan tak semua ni boleh dikira sebagai income. That's the purpose of us to calculate balik dia punya adjusted income. Ini untuk record sendiri boleh lah. Whatever you dapat, whatever you spend. So kita kata, oh net rental kita 37,000. But tak semua ni boleh tolak dan tak semua ni kena cukai. So we have to calculate the adjusted income. Explain your answer for any tax adjustment made for year assessment 2020. So I hope you have the notes with you sebab saya terus nak share the answer je dekat sini. Okay, so rental income dia patah balik dekat sini. 16 tambah 24 sahaja. Remember deposit tak masuk 16 tambah 24. Deposit tak masuk. Sebab apa deposit tak masuk? Sebab sini tadi. Deposit not taxable. Dia capital item. Dia dapat balik duit tu So kita tak kira dia untuk bayar cukai. Right, 40,000 rental income dia. Assessment dia masuk. Okay, quit rent. Nampak quit rent? Dia bayar untuk 2 tahun kan? 2019 and 2020. Sekarang kita tengah buat for 2020. Walaupun regardless she spent 780 for quit rent, we can only deduct 390 for year assessment 2020. Whatever belongs to that particular year. Ini expenses. So kita tak boleh ambil 780. We can only take 390. This is assessment for year 2020. Interest on loan. Okay, remember saya kata tadi bila buat loan, bayar interest portion. Semua interest portion ni boleh tolak. Penalty for late payment. Tak boleh lah. Dah langgar undang-undang kan, you cannot tolak lah dalam your expenses ni. Repainting boleh. Renovation tak boleh. Tukar tile boleh. Pasang aircon tak boleh. But can you see how I present the answer? Yang tak ada figure pun, I still put here penalty for late payment dash. So whatever item yang ada in the question, you just masuk je. It's either ada number ataupun dash. Jangan tinggal langsung item dia. Nampak saya tak ada tinggal apa-apa. I put everything in. But the one yang kita boleh tolak, kita tolak. Mana tak boleh tolak, kita dashkan je. Right, so total expenses is 19,000. So adjusted income dia 21,000. Any question tak for rental ni? Untuk renter ni don't worry towards the end of the notes ni saya ada prepare satu soalan yang komprehensif yang kita buat next week. Ada 2 soalan yang komprehensif and we can spend I think a good 1 hour untuk buat soalan tu next week. That's why I introduce to you rental income today. So that next week kita tak ada spend masa banyak sangat untuk lecture, kita boleh buat soalan terus. Any question? Tak ada. Okay. So please download the notes notes dah ada dekat my guru and you can try tengoklah soalan ni dengan soalan dengan jawapan untuk Mona ni. Okay, the rest ni kita sambung next week. So ini ada banyak exemption juga ni because ada lagi soalan dalam ni Okay, so dalam ni ada Dr. Tina. Tina bagi soalan ni kalau tengok saya combine dah. Ni kita buat next week Dia dapat gaji lah, pension lah, gratuity lah, dividend, interest, rental. So kita nak kira total income untuk Dr. Tina ni for year assessment 2021. Ini kita buat next week So you can expect this kind of question for your exam nanti or for your exercises nanti lah Kita akan buat yang komprehensif macam ni. Okay, alright, tak ada soalan? Alright, so if you have no question, tak ada? Okay, alright, so tak ada soalan, we will continue next week lah. Dengan royalties
Doktor,
Alright, so you can go back.
Doktor.
Apa?
Untuk yang quiz tu untuk chapter apa yang dekat dalam My Guru?
Quiz resident status.
Resident status, okay.
Quiz resident
10
status
question.
pukul 4.
Berapa soalan Doktor?
Soalan 10 kot. You have
10,
20 minutes.
Okay, thank you Doktor.
Pukul 4 nanti baru boleh tengok kan? Sekarang tak ada lagi. I think I start at 4 kot. So habis kelas ni boleh buat. Tak nak buat hari ni pun boleh. You have 1 week sampai 20.